How are you going to stay resilient during stressful times? First of all, it is important to find and recognize your stress triggers. Work related stages or stress is what you look at first and what you think of first. But never forget that your personal life can stress you as well. So we've got two sources of stress mostly. There are more. And work related are often tight deadlines. So it is normal, or people are normal, to postpone and to think, oh, that project only has to be finished in 3 months. So I'm looking and doing other tasks now. It can be stressing if you do that. So think, what do you, or what can you do now? It might just be structuring the project and to know which steps you have to take. And that might relax you already because you get a clear vision of it. Because just saying, oh, it's in 3 months, I've still got time, it's still working in the back of your mind. It's still there, and you haven't done it. Haven't really estimated the time, the effort you need for that project. So perhaps just structure it. Another one is conflicts with colleagues, and that's a bit more complex. It can help to have a talk to your colleague, but my understanding is that might not change something. And there is a phrase, the only person you can change is yourself. And that is the most important to understand when there is a conflict with a colleague. There are many other subjects about conflicts with colleagues, work related stress, but these are the ones I just want to mention today. And of course, as I mentioned, we've got the personal life. There are many topics, but one is relationship issues. Communicate to your partner. Whatever it is, communicate, because only communication can solve tightness, can solve issues. I had a client who wanted to learn German, and his wife is German. He's from a totally different continent. And so they have the cultural differences, but the language hurdles as well. And she had the impression he got that she corrects him all the time. And he wasn't able to experience his own mistakes, so to say. And then I gave him the advice, talk to her. And it turned out she wasn't even aware of what she did. And that's what might happen to you as well. So talk. And then afterwards, his wife changed her behavior, of course. So financial pressure. Many of us experience that costs of living are rising, 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 and there we are. At the end of the month, there's hardly anything left. So we have to have a financial plan how to spend our money and where we want to spend it. So it might really be helpful to write it down and to think of solutions. You might even earn more money. It might be a side hustle. It might be that you change your workplace. I'm not able to say anything to it, but it's just two ideas you might think about. Another thing is develop healthy coping mechanisms. When you are in stress, you tend to focus on what is stressing you. You are not relaxed, and when you are in a tunnel view, the trouble is you don't see the whole bouquet of flowers. In your case, you might have roses in it, many roses. Okay, they might have different colours, but there are no tulipans and other flowers in it, and they don't vary very much because you're in this tunnel view and you are focusing on what is stressing you. So develop time for yourself, care for yourself, have physical activities like workouts, go out for a walk, go out for a run, a swim, whatsoever. Look for memberships in a gym or so, or a swimming pool. There are yearly memberships in my place, so I'm thinking of getting one now. Do outdoor activities. That can be actually gardening as well, because gardening is a great tool where you are connected to the earth. Hiking trails can be another one. Or I love mindfulness. Really be in the moment. It's not so much about meditation for me, it's more enjoy the moment. There is a funny thing, the older you get, the faster you think the time is running, but when you see it objectively, it's still the same speed. But because we are not living in the moment, but we're living in the past, we're living in the future, but the only moment we can change is now. And if we are fully present, we will notice how long a moment is. So think about becoming mindful. You might meditate as well. I don't mind, but I always think meditation is fine to relax. And when you do it in the morning, in the evening, you might be stressed again. So that's why I am more for mindfulness, being in the moment, really concentrating on what are you doing right now. Yoga sessions. Yoga sessions can be very broad. They can be meditative and they can be sports. Do whatever you do or what you want to do. I don't do yoga because I'm not able to do these movements without pain. But many people are happy with it, and because it's slow movements, it brings you automatically into the moment. So think about it. Another thing is when you're in a stressful situation, look for support. I hope you've got a family. I don't really have much of it anymore. Most of them have died. But I've got friends. There are not too many, but the friends I've got are tight. So take time for phone calls. It might be you might withdraw for 2 weeks or something because you're too busy or you just need to be on your own. I have that because I'm talking a lot and working with loads of people as a psychologist. At the beginning of the year, I needed time for myself, and I just didn't really get in contact with them. But it wasn't really stress, it was just me needing time for myself. So that might happen. But when you're in stressful situation, you tend to withdraw and focus on the stress, and that is not healthy. You need to have breaks. You need to have time for yourself, and you really need to distract yourself from the stress to calm down. And when you are calm, you will find that you have loads more solutions. The flowers, you remember the kind of flowers you can pull out of a bouquet of many sorts of flowers, despite of your stress, when you understand to calm down. Do not forget to subscribe to our channel. Organizing social gatherings. You might have groups to meet, to chat, to explore things. You discuss subjects that might even stress you, or it might be just casual things, and it just distracts you in a very good way. So you might, of course, see for professional support as well, therapy options, support groups if you're too stressed. Maintain a balanced lifestyle. That's what I already included partly in support groups or networks. Look for nutrition. In my coaching, and especially in the Resilience Club, I have recipes for healthy food, because if you have stress, you tend to eat more fast food and sweets, but that's not healthy. And in this recipe book, so to say, it's a database, you will find very quick recipes and healthy ones, because that is important to me as well, to look after your nutrition. You can take cooking classes for stress relief. That might be new to you, but chopping off vegetables is a task that is very repetitive. And every repetitive task will calm you down, because your brain can relax. And still, it has to concentrate, because we don't want to cut into our fingers. So this just takes a tiny little bit of action in our brain. So think about perhaps taking cooking lessons. And sleep hygiene. That's something important for me. I always try to get a good rest. It doesn't work always, and that's natural, but try to go to bed at a certain age and get up at the same time. Especially when you're stressed, you tend to work into the nights, or you might get up earlier to be earlier at work. Stop it. Because we only have a certain amount of concentration. So block time where you really want to concentrate, and then give yourself a little break. It might be 5 minutes. And do not forget, when you change the task, for example, you've worked on a presentation, then you go to the copy machine to get the handouts copied. That's a change and a break for your brain, because before you have been looking at the screen and now you're walking. These are different parts in the brain that are activated. So set yourself realistic goals and prioritize. I'm talking about this most of the time, especially time management is important. But never forget to reward yourself for having finished something or achieved something. I don't really want to go into time management or that deep today, because I've done it in other videos, in other sessions, and so on. But never forget, if you procrastinate something, put it or cut it into smaller chunks. That's, I think, something very important to get you moving. If you have started the process, the chunks might become larger that you can do, because you have lost the anxiety of this mountain, the mountain of work that is in front of you. So engage in positive activities. Do what you have fun with. It doesn't have to be for hours, but every day take some time for something that you love to do. It might be going for a walk, that can be 20 minutes. It might be going shopping. It might sound strange, but you don't have to buy anything. You can just go for a walk, look at nice things, get inspirations, and just stroll through a shopping mall. Do volunteer work, because volunteer work gives you a reward instantly. So think about it. Is there any community service you'd like to do and you've always dreamed of? Start it. Of course, do membership programs. You can be a mentor for whatever you're doing. You don't always have to take a mentor. You should always have a coach, a mentor, but you can even be one for other people as well. And now I come to something which is always important for me: practice gratitude and positivity. There is a morning routine which you could implement, is writing a journal, reading in a book, having a walk, so to say, get your exercise. And it is absolutely great when you get up and the sun is rising on the horizon. It's absolutely beautiful. So that might be something for you to start the day in a positive way. And I always write at least 5 things I'm grateful for in my journal in the morning. You could work with affirmations. Affirmations are positive sentence. I am. And the M seems to be very important. Even though it is in the future and you haven't done it yet, your brain will work on it, even though you don't do it consciously. So think about affirmation and start the day positive with your affirmations. So see continuous improvement. That means learn, become a better person. Learning and growth will help you to be proactive and to find more options how you can work on this stressful situation. You will find new solutions, other solutions. So online courses are a great way, like my Resilience Club, for example, or a one-to-one coaching, which I'm offering as well. And it doesn't really matter where in the world you are, because I'm only working online. Another thing is reading books. I'm writing quite a few books, short books, because I don't want you to get overwhelmed. That's why it's mainly short books. There might be a full book coming out as well, but I don't know when yet. And very important, and I've just read new scientific studies to it: adaptability and flexibility to change. The more flexible and the more you accept a stressful situation, the higher the chance that you will relax. Embracing not only the change, but also accepting the situation as it is so crucial. And when you have accepted it and embraced the change, you will notice the tunnel which you are in will open, will widen, and the sort of flowers will grow. You will find solutions you've never thought of before. Another thing is develop problem solving skills. Standing in front of a challenge, a problem, might even mean to step aside and to have a look at it from a different angle. And it might mean to go backwards to find a better way to go forward again. That might sound strange at the first moment, but think about it and let me know what you are planning in your stressful situation right now.